when we first cut it together, we didn't have the virtual reality POV, the computer-generated stuff that Johnny sees. We just had my storyboards. Nobody was laughing. And I was, really hoping, no, it can be. Let's keep working up the VR POV. Let's kind of take it to the next stage. I'm sure it'll get funny. And as we started working up what Johnny sees and putting that into the cut and playing it to people who didn't know the scene, it really started singing. And it was just that fantastic thing of hearing people laughing where they hadn't laughed before and really knowing that the film was working.
Sorry, sir, but you're going to have to leave.
And then it's about designing what Johnny sees in his head so that it matches seamlessly with all of the action in these locations. So, to be honest, a real jigsaw puzzle. A very tricky sequence to plan, a really tricky sequence to execute.
That whole sequence was very enjoyable. This was a number of weekends in London, just trying to put it all together and keep Rowan protected and get him to do as much as we can, including crossing the road with moving traffic.
Right, transport. So, take any hybrid you want.
In the previous Johnny Englishes, we've always been contemporary or modern with whatever the car we gave him to drive. But there was an excuse here to go back, and there's no doubt that in 1981, I think I bought a storm red Aston Martin V8 in exactly the colour scheme of the V8 in Johnny English.
I'll take this one.
Oh, don't be ridiculous, English.
This car's a relic.
When I got the opportunity just to go back and buy a similar car, because I bought the car which is in the movie, it is my car, and I thought, this is great. I just love this, and I think this would be a perfect car for Johnny English.
I don't think any of us could stop Rowan from embracing his love of the automobile. If you're ever short of conversation with Rowan, if you bring the subject around to cars, you will find yourself in a long conversation. I mean, he literally could tell you where the screws that hold the hubcaps in position were made, in which factory and what year.
Rowan does a lot of the stunt driving. One of the first car stunts we did, we drove through a gate that, to me, every time we approached it, looked like it was actually smaller than the car itself. And we'd thunder through this gate. And of course, you don't just have to do it once. You might do it 15, 20 times, each time Rowan driving. And I remember thinking, I'm pretty sure this is Rowan's car. I'm pretty sure he wants to keep it. So I'm probably going to be okay. But you can see in the shots, that really is us in the car. And that's very, very exciting.
For Johnny English 3, we had a number of car sequences, two main car sequences, one in the south of France, and then in the UK we had a chase sequence which involves him jumping in a learner driver car. Drive! The learner driver driving that car, him as passenger. There's quite a bit of dialogue in the car, so the actors to drive and speak at the same time and get all that coverage is quite difficult. So we had a pod car, basically a driver sitting on the roof of the car in a cage, and he takes over the whole control car.
Turn left. Turn right.
So it's a little bit unnerving for the actors at first, where they're sitting in there and the car's going left and right and turning, and they're in no control whatsoever of that car. Also, we drove the car at quite high speeds, and we do a 180 turn in the car. So for that, we show them with nobody in, so they get an example of what it looks like and make sure they're confident, and then basically just put them into the car and do it with them.
You made some real progress today.
We shot in a place called Red Rocks, which had quite severe drops on either side, so it kept the stunt double driver quite focused.
Look at it cornering! Seems so effortless, doesn't it, sir?
In this car, I drive a cool electric BMW, which is amazing. When I pushed the pedal, first of all, it's completely silent, but it went forward like a rocket. And I was just, wow, this is so great.
You reverse into this, and then at the end of the scene, you pull forwards one leg to there.
That guy was sitting in the passenger seat. He was like, okay, let's start slowly. And I was like, listen, don't tell me how to drive.
Having a car chase with Olga Kurilenko, zooming around the south of France in beautiful vintage Aston Martin. It's been really fun, you know. It's just one thing after another.
Arm the missile.
They're just cyclists, so...
They're French cyclists, Bob, and they're obstructing Her Majesty's Secret Service. Such a wonderful tomato red in the sunshine of the Côte d'Azur. It looks great, I think, in all the car sequences. And it was just great fun to do them. Bob, it is your job to keep an eye on the fuel gauge.
Who do you think she is, sir? You don't think she might be a spy, sir?
A spy? I think I know what a spy looks like, Bob.
Olga Kulienko plays this fantastic character. You're not sure, is she good, is she bad, whose side is she on, you know, will she betray him? Yes, she'll betray him. Will he be too enamored with her to see that she's a spy? Yes, he completely falls for her and everything. Action.
In many ways, the Johnny films are an homage to the old Bond movies. And there's always a Bond girl. Given the times that we live in, you wanted that person to have a character in her own right. The sparring between the two of them is all the funnier.
Cheers.
I'm not sure I've ever met a man quite like you, Basil.
Let me clear up the uncertainty for you. You haven't.
In Johnny and He Strikes Again, there are sort of sides to what Olga can play that she's never really shown before. She's a really fine comic actress. A lot of what Olga does is kind of earths quite a bit of what Rowan might be doing in a scene. But more than that, she brings her own kind of comic intelligence and understanding to it.
I wanted to do a comedy because for, the beginning of my career, I was doing a lot of drama or thrillers, very serious stuff or action. But I actually always felt the opposite. I always wanted to do lighter films and be funny and have an opportunity to be funny. So this was perfect.
Good afternoon, Prime Minister. So, this is,
English, Prime Minister. Johnny English.
What exactly do you have to say for yourself?
Rather a lot, actually.
When I first read the character of Prime Minister and talked to the writer about what this character could be, and producers and everything, I mean, I had one actor in mind, and that was Emma Thompson. And it's just that very, very fortunate position where all your Christmases come at once, and she agreed to play the Prime Minister.
Very good.
And I think what's exciting about what Emma brings to the role is not only is she a consummate dramatic actress, but she has an amazing comic intelligence.
They've hit us again, Prime Minister.
Where's my bloody drink? You've got to be joking. Vodka tonic, no ice, no tonic. I was absolutely thrilled to be asked to do it. It was, what, the perfect small part, because you can make an impact, because it's funny and it's really well written. It's really good fun to do, and you've got wonderful scenes to be in.
You, my friend, are in for an uncomfortable ride.
It's like the ideal cameo, really. So I considered myself extremely lucky to get that part.
English, Prime Minister. Johnny English.
I'm not sure I've ever met a man quite like you.
You haven't. Arm the missile.
They're just cyclists, so...
They're French cyclists, and they're obstructing Her Majesty's Secret Service. There'll just be a slight pop.
Johnny English Strikes Again.
Till we meet again.
Own it on Blu-ray and digital.
Hey there, here's today's daily fact. Now, the matrix code comes from sushi. That's right. Those complex-looking green digits scrolling down the screen in the matrix may look like mysterious code, but in fact they were symbols from a sushi cookbook scanned by the movie's production designer. Now click here below to subscribe for more great content, or on the side for another video.